we're going to do a mock consultation today.
Hello, Mrs. Doe. My name is Mrs. Smith, and I will be doing your hair today. Now, what are you going to have done today?
I want hair color.
Hair color.
What type of color are you looking for?
Something dramatic.
We have some color swatches here you can look at if you pick something you like.
Here's some more color swatches that have more dramatic colors if you'd like to look at them.
These are really dramatic colors. Are you want to have more frosted look, or do you want an all over look, or do you just want like strips?
Like chunks.
Just
strips.
like all over the head, just strips?
Just mostly in the top.
Mostly, okay.
Would you rather it be put through a cap, or would you rather it be fold?
Fold would be fine. I like this red booster.
I have a picture here. It's kind of similar to your haircut with the red.
That's how I want it, just in the top and not in the back.
I think that'd look good on you. Are you on any types of medications?
No, ma'am.
Different medications can mess up the coloring process. So.
No, ma'am.
Have you ever had a perm?
Not recently.
Have you had any types of surgeries or anything lately?
No.
Have you ever had any color done before? If so, when was the last time? About how long ago would you say?
5 months ago.
Okay.
So you've made your final decision?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and what was it?
The red booster.
All right. You realize this is going to be a permanent change now. You know, if we don't like it, it's going to be difficult to do anything about. But I need to explain something to you about a booster. A booster is an additive to go in another color, which means we can't use it alone. So we've got to choose something else. Like if you like the fire mist, we could add some booster to it to make it a little redder. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
All right. We've got to find out what level your hair is, your natural hair color. And that's probably going to be like, let's look at this here. This is another company, and this is kind of really wild colors. But it shows the contrast of the reds on the different colors, the reds and the coppers and the oranges, so we can swap this back and forth and see. And I would have to, what level do you think she is? With one being the darkest.
2, 3, 4.
I'd say probably a 3.
Is it as dark as this 3?
No, it's probably 4.
I put her about a
Or
5.
maybe it's a lighter 3.
What do we have?
It's a 5.
What's it?
There's a 4 there.
Can I hold it?
Yes.
Turn it and pull it that way.
That's close.
That's pretty close.
Yeah.
Because she's not, yeah, it's going to be that one right there.
The 4?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And the red she's looking at is really red, but I don't know if it's as fire engine-y red as this is or not. So we need to compare it. And we also, as dark as her hair is, so I want to explain this to you, we're going to have to lighten your hair some. And that keeps us from having a muddy look to the hair when we get through with it. So what we're going to have to do is apply a lightening agent to remove some levels, to lift it some, so that this will be clear. And you can notice how clear colored that is. This is what we call more of the muddy look. If we were to take a red color and put on your hair, it's going to have more of this, and this is called clay, as a matter of fact. And there's a lot of difference in the brilliance of the color. So I need to explain to you that your hair is going to go through two processes. And that means when we do that, even though you're putting it in chunks, you cannot come back and get a perm in 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
And you cannot come back and get color in 2 or 3 weeks, not of the permanent nature. So we want to make sure you understand all of that. Now, before we get started with this, we want you to fill out this hair color record. And this is just some personal information on you to tell us your name and address. And we're going to do a hair analysis. So we'll know what kind of condition your hair's in, the elasticity of the hair, whether it's short or long, and just get some general rules about you. We're going to fill out the bottom part of it. Also, when we get through, we're going to fill this out to let us know how it turned out, how you liked it, what we used. And so when you come back, we'll know exactly what to do to get it that way again. We're going to also ask you to fill out a release statement. And what is the purpose of the release statement?
The release statement releases us if we do anything wrong, or if you don't like it, you can't come back and sue us.
What are some of the things we need to explain to her that may occur during hair coloring?
It may open up her cuticle scales and make her hair a little more damaged, or it could become over-processed if it's done wrong. And so if she signs this, it releases us of any legal stuff.
The release form does not remove us from liability of doing something that we know is not right, or from negligence. And not doing a patch test before we do a color service would make us liable. We know that certain individuals are allergic to the aniline derivatives that we have. So we're going to ask you today to let us do a patch test. When we choose the specific color and the level of peroxide to be mixed in it, we're going to mix it, and we're going to put a dot of it here in the bend of your elbow, or either behind your ear. And we ask that you do not wash it off, because we would like to wash it off after 24 to 48 hours so that we can see if there's any redness, swelling, irritation. And if there is, that lets us know that we cannot use this particular color product on you. Okay? So we're going to start out today. You've got your paperwork filled out, and we've got the release statement. So now we're going to start analyzing your hair to make sure that we're choosing the correct product to get what you want, and also to make sure we have a minimum of damage.
All right, I'm going to check to see if you have, she's got very straight hair.
Okay?
Okay. I'm really just going to look at your length, and I can tell that it's short, but in the front you've got a little, it's medium, so I'm going to make a note on your paper that the medium hair is in the front.
I'm going to check the texture of your hair.
What is the texture of hair?
Fine, big, coarse.
Fine, medium, or coarse? And what do we have?
Medium.
Medium?
And I'm going to check the density and the porosity of your hair. This way it'll let us know how many hairs you have to your head, and whether your hair has been damaged, or if it's real healthy or not. And I'd say she has pretty thick hair. She has a lot of hairs on her head, and it seems like it's pretty healthy. So the porosity, I think it's low.
Low meaning it's normal. What part will the density or number of hairs per square inch on her head, how will that play in with hair color?
Well, if it's very dense, then the light will not go through it as much, and so it won't look as bright as somebody that had thinner hair.
What about the porosity? Why are we concerned with porosity?
Well, it'll determine how fast the product will take to her hair. And if it's very porous, that means the cuticle scales are very opened, and the chemical will go in really fast and attack her hair.
What about the texture? Does that play a role in the hair, whether it's fine, medium, or coarse?
Well, the fine hair means that the cuticle scales are tight, really tight on the hair, and you have to open those up, so it's going to take a lot longer for the process, the chemical to process. If you have medium hair, it takes about average time. If you have really coarse hair, it can do it really quick.
All right. And the fine hair, I want to make sure we understand this. The fine hair, we have to really be careful, though, because it is fine, and it's lacking the innermost part, the medulla. So, can we use as strong of a chemical on the fine hair?
No,
we
not
can't.
you can, the other hair.
But we just have to use a milder chemical and then leave it on for a longer period of time. Okay. She's decided on a color, I think, and we've decided that we'd have to lighten for that. Is that right? You told us which one you wanted. Okay. She has a wide array of colors to choose from, with some of them just being boosters. So I wanted to explain something here. As a matter of fact, she chose a booster, I believe, out of the red. And the red's on this page, meaning it can be used with these, and probably with these, and what effect you would get. So let's assume, we've already chosen her hair color. We've got some green boosters here, and let's assume she wanted something and wanted it to be a cooler shade. She's chosen red, so that's good for today, but I want to just show you how we go through this. You'll notice none of our browns have cool. We had a lot of warms back here for her to choose from. But when we start choosing the browns, we don't have anything that's cool. And cool is, like we were commenting earlier, is where it has no red, no warmth whatsoever. This even appears green under this type of lighting. This is why we have a green booster. I wanted to explain that because I know y'all have seen the green. So the green booster is to add coolness to your browns. We also have a violet booster. I think her hair would be really pretty with one of the reds and the violet booster applied to it. Because before she had chosen a shade that was the grape looking, I think one time it said she liked it. And the color of this is actually light grape. And think about what this light grape would be like if we added this violet booster to it. So let's understand how to work with boosters. Then we have the blue booster, and it will also add coolness to the colors, but most especially like with black colors, somebody that wanted the blue-black in their hair.
So when you add that booster, will it come out that blue?
Oh, no.
It'll be a lot less.
Think about what would happen if you added the blue and black together.
It would be a lot more subtle.
Yeah, a lot more subtle. And as a matter of fact, you only add a small portion of a booster. Something else, and actually it's not showing here, but I want to mention this to our client when we put the red on here. Reds fade quicker than any other color. So I want to make sure we understand that. But we also have a clear gloss that we might want to add in a few weeks to her hair. And when reds fade, what do they become?
Orange.
Orange or dull. They don't shine like they did to start with. And that's usually what makes us realize they're fading. The shine leaves us. So we want to make sure you understand that you can come back in a couple of weeks if you've shampooed it a lot, and we can put a gloss on it. Okay. All right. I think we can begin our color service now. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.